All right. It's hot in here.
It's hot.
Yep. All right. What up, everybody? Welcome Tuesday.
I was gonna say, did you turn on the mosquito zapper?
I turned the mosquito zapper on. As a matter of fact, while I was in here, because Sylvia was at the house all day, so I just kind of like lived in the garage today. It was freezing cold in here.
Yeah.
It
seems kind of warm in here.
It's warm now. I had the door open. Lo and behold, opening yourself to the outside elements. Yeah. Anyway, welcome everybody. It is January 16th, and it is Tuesday, and it is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we've got a great show for you guys. I'm back in town this week. I'm actually gone next week. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Kyle handled it well. Last week's show, if you haven't seen it, that was like one of our best episodes.
That was.
It was a top 10er.
We had
Possibly
a lot of people
top 5. We had a ton of people watching. We had some really cool, like we're getting the new AI like little element there. If you guys have been following the social media, make sure you guys do that. So we've got a lot of cool things going on here, and we're doing it for you guys. And we're gonna also start beginning to do a brought to you by section. So if you guys recall, last week we had a couple of members ask questions about Fran. Things like that. Gen X is also going to be, throwing a couple questions in. Arfon is a really big fan of the game as well, and it's really cool to see him supporting. Also, we're talking with Dustin from GG Sports, is going to be a supporter of the show. Just got to wait for his logo so we can fit it down here on the bar. But I've been talking with him. If you guys haven't checked out, I'm actually excited for this one, for him to be a show supporter, because that field is really cool. You haven't been there yet, right?
No.
Dude, we had a practice there last year. I think he's got like 4 or 5 tournament fields. Then he's got like a Super Mario Brothers field. He's got like full on theme. He's building these big containers with climate controls so you can like sit and watch like stadium style. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. And yeah. And speaking of cool fields, we've got I was just telling you a little bit about it. We got Jackson Frey joining us here on the show from Blast Camp. That is gonna. If you guys don't know the story of how Blast Camp, the field came together, that's gonna be a cool story. Looking forward to that.
I didn't know it either. So.
Yeah, it's pretty unique, So we're gonna create a little image for him to post up on the social media so you can remind people to watch it. Speaking of reminding everybody, yeah, Tigerware is firing. We got some Tigerware lookbooks to show you guys. Really cool. If you guys saw Mouse's story, he kind of posted some stuff.
Yeah.
Kyle, 1980s Miami vibes coming in the house.
Just got these. These are on the way.
Also, those are really cool. 2 shirts, right?
2 shirts.
Are you wearing the other one?
No.
Oh. 2 shirts from Tigerware, both, little AC Diesel repping.
Collab.
Finally.
Yeah.
They don't have any muskets on them, so if that was your vibe, guys, if you guys liked black powder pistols, then these are maybe not for you. but still, actually, maybe possibly something that you could wear out.
Yeah.
This one's a little hot though.
This one's hot.
This one's gonna take. This is gonna be a limited edition run. You gotta be ready. Same with me. I mean, like this is a.
Well, you gotta
know what you're doing.
We got 4 colors in this. So.
Yeah, those are cool. I'm excited for that. Also, the Paintball Summit launched their website on MajorLeaguePaintball.com or MLPB, probably not MLPB, MajorLeaguePaintball.com announced the summit. If you guys haven't looked into that, actually,
that's Sunday night. Or?
So the summit is actually going to start Sunday night with the award show.
Okay,
and that's at the Sahara pool, which has the largest TV screen in all of Las Vegas.
Wow.
Not sure if that big eye thing is considered a TV screen. They might have gotten beat out by that, but maybe not as immersive. But what's going to be cool is they're going to be playing paintball themed and paintball stuff on that show, on that screen. We're going to have the awards. It's funny, I was actually just talking with Michael from Sushimi Rolling. We got a nice little package from him today. And he's like, dude, I want to come out with like, should I come out for the whole thing? I'm coming out to watch. Like, this is going to be a great one. He also delivered a pretty epic box of sushi here.
Yeah.
If you guys are in the Southern California or actually anywhere in the United States, possibly even the world, this guy is legendary. We'll have to put his Instagram up there because he does some pretty cool stuff with sushi and other big parties. Dude, watching him fill up our table with sushi that one time.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It's impressive as an understatement, and everything is like, I think a couple of the guys, Oliver, Harry, Chris, a handful of the guys said it was the best sushi they've ever had.
Whoa!
Shout out to Nick, SLOWIAK, and Dr. Despair. We're giving you guys right now. Where is the air horn? Did you take the air horn off?
Nope.
Oh, you did. There it is. Oh, it was unselected. Must have been Fran. Fran, man.
Oh, unselected.
Unselected.
I didn't take it off, though.
Deselected.
Also, you have a like a hotkey. I think it's on the letter T or H, and it said thanks for the support. So every time I was trying to type something.
Yeah, I've got hotkeys. Yeah, that's actually gonna be part of my one of the things that I'm going to be talking about, because I'm gonna be a guest speaker, keynote speaker, maybe. I don't know. Maybe keynote's a little too much.
You have a TED Talk?
Yeah, at the Paintball Summit, and I'm gonna be talking a couple of classes things about little lectures, So one of the things that these Paintball Summits and the extravaganza was famous for was you go in there, you take tech classes, you see all the new stuff, you get dealer recommendations, you kind of meet dealers in your fields and stores. You also go to these tech classes, or you go to these other classes that are, someone might, like Anthony Vitale might help teach people how to like better run your field more efficiently, or somebody who, maybe Dustin will be there kind of like explaining the advantages to investing in your park and putting like fields that are similar to like something nostalgic, like video games. Yeah. Paintball Explosion, for instance, has that Nuketown. Okay. And I mean, people see that. You see it still on a lot of social media. People will be like, "Dude, I'm at Nuketown." It's like still a cool thing.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I think it's like a Call of Duty thing.
I think so.
I'm not big into video games, but I've got something in the house that I can't wait to show you that arrived today. I ordered it about a month ago. It's sick. It's got like every single video game on it.
Really?
Yeah. Like from like
video games.
Yeah. It can't handle. I don't think it has any 3-dimensional graphics on it. All of the good shit is on there. Is basically what I'm getting at. So yeah, anyway, big thank you to everybody who's a subscriber to the show. Again, we're gradually increasing the quality that you guys are going to be receiving. Additionally, if you are a subscriber to the show, we're going to be spinning the wheel. I've got a bunch of spick and span items. I've got a Panther HORMESIS. Can you show that one? You want to grab that thing? We're giving that thing away today. That one's this is pretty tight. So shout out to Blake Yarber, and this is Brute. But this is the Panther series right here. That actually, maybe I won't give that one away, and I'll play in that thing. I'm gonna play in one.
When I first saw this, when I went to visit Oliver, I thought they were hedgehogs. You see how it can
R.I.P. Yeah. R.I.P. Warren Buffett, the hedgehog. So we'll be giving away that on the show today. If you win this, you might have to come out to the Hawaiian Legends big game in Maui next month and rock that. Like that's the move. You want to be cruising in style. Yeah.
Hawaiian style.
It's actually a large, Kevin. It's a large, Kevin. I'm sorry, but if you did win it, Kevin, I will bring it to you next weekend at the Omega tryouts this weekend. We got tryouts for Team Omega. Shout out to Orlando Valencia. I'm not sure if he's in here. If you are a legend because he just had a baby. So congratulations there. If you're not watching, I'll give you a pass on this one. It's okay. Your kid's a couple days old. But if you want to tune in,
yeah.
So we have kids on the way as well. Coming up here like in the April-ish. If they're born on Monday, I could probably do the show on Tuesday. If they're born on Tuesday, it'll be tricky. It'll be tricky to do it, but it'll be exciting. Like come at you live from inside the show.
Oh yeah, you should inside
the show.
Inside the
coming at you live from inside the. Get the camera out of my face.
Yeah, you can get in big trouble for that one.
But yeah, anyway, if any of you guys have any questions kind of coming up here that you guys want to be addressed on the show, topics, things like that, anything for Jackson and Blast Camp, we're going to be talking about a little bit about rivalries and how important they are. Jackson's kind of, he's a player. He's done a lot of YouTube stuff and social media stuff, you know, obviously Blast Camp wasn't the top dog in the semi-pro division, but with how kind of things are shaping up and kind of what we talked about in the last show, we can definitely see them and Fit finishing in the middle of that bottom 10 pack, or even a little higher, like in the 15, top 15.
Yeah, because we talked about it that one show too, just like the feat of Blast Camp still also making it to that finals match every single time as well.
That's difficult in and of itself.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's pretty cool. And yes, his YouTube channel is great. And I was actually talking with Tom Guest, because Tom does a lot of, you know, media stuff, social media stuff, and kind of all that. And with Meter, as we drove to the mountains to enjoy the Mother Nature's best fluffy powder throughout the weekend. It's freezing cold, but it was pretty cool because we got to talk a little bit about, you know, where the show's going, what direction we're going, what we think we can do that to kind of spruce it up a little bit. For instance, like eating fresh sushi on the show, or other things like that. And yeah, one of the things that he was kind of talking about was just like bringing back like the everyday vlogs, you know, which are super difficult to do. Obviously, the pro tips was really popular, but the daily life, or the daily week blogs and vlogs rather are tough. You know, those ones are really really difficult, because you got to really be on your stuff, obviously, which again, very time consuming. I'm gonna give a round of applause for everybody out there who is a content creator who also edits their own stuff, and it's like you're bleeding eyes. You know, yeah. you've been doing a good job with the Tigerware stuff, and so you kind of have a better understanding and appreciation. Once you get into the flow, it makes things a little easier. But yeah, I think you've been doing a really good job with some of those edits that you've done.
Yeah, it's just trying to stay creative, and sometimes you have like a, you know, something pops that's good, and then you have like downtime too, where I feel like it's like hard to like force stuff. So it's kind of just trying to keep the content relevant.
Yeah. And Dylan, you're absolutely right. That's actually a good point. I'm gonna bring this up right now. The NXL brackets just came out. Let's get a pro draw up here, because there is undoubtedly a bracket of death. And Blast Camp is in it. So again, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna bring him on here in a couple minutes. Let me jump this over to the screen. And yeah, again, just a quick reminder for everybody who's watching, please share. If you're not already subscribing, I mean, come on.
A bunch of people asking too about our practice as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about
we had a bunch of people out there too, trying out. New coach. New players.
New coach, new players. New coach, new players. So yeah, we'll talk. I mean, how did that go?
It was good. It was also, it was not as cold as what you experienced, but it was paintball cold as well. It was 30 degrees mornings. But it went well. We had a really, really productive practice. We didn't really just play points the whole time. We did a bunch of different variations, because both Ryan Gray and Hurricanes coach Mike, both pretty good friends. I think they coach very similar styles, so they were able to kind of put their heads together and create a really good structured practice, which was, it's kind of like how we run a lot of team practices. So I thought it was good. It was a nice little switch up from the traditional just play, 30, 40 points each day.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point, because how many points do you think is too many? And this is actually really important, because there's a point in time when you've played too much paintball, and we'll get Jackson's thought on this too, where you're just kind of banging your head against the rock. It's like, dude, I've done this. I've run to the snake how many times? I've shot the break like how many times? And then there's a point in time when you need to like switch gears to like, I need to get fundamentally better. Yeah. I need to add some fundamentals to this.
Yeah.
So that's something we should kind of think
like
about
30,
a little bit.
30, 40 points.
30 points, yeah. 30. The 30 to 40 though, that's like, that's another depending on which direction you're in. That's another 30% increase.
I've been playing more of a 2 role, so 40 is fine for me. But for
BJ,
for the front guys,
just maybe like 10 more points, Mouse. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Marcelo's like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, can you guys run to the corner a couple more times? I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Even like 10 points in after this off season, I ran and had to insert the snake because we lost the guy, and I crawled down. I came up and neck was a little kinked, and I was like, oh, all right.
Well, and the funny thing about it is you got guys like Mike, like last year with Mikey and Arturo. They're such good teammates that they won't really say I feel like I've run this too many times. I'm kind of hurting, and so I'll go over there. Because, we want to run to a spot at least 10 times each spot, or maybe 15, 20 times to really get an understanding of how shootable each position is. And I'll kind of try to relieve them. Obviously not as fast, slightly faster in fact. Yeah. But it's certainly funny because you'll notice, you'll be like, okay, I think they're done. I think the guys are done, everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's you want to give him a call real quick, and we'll jump straight in it to with Jackson Frey from Blast Camp, and chat with him a little bit about the upcoming season, the trials, the tribulations, the thoughts, the everything. If you guys have any questions in particular, please be by all means. There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Just sitting here watching the show.
All right. So yeah, just go ahead and mute your screen so you can still
your computer.
Your computer. So you can still read the comments here.
Yeah, I muted it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, hey, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you being a team player here. I know that you do a lot of you do a lot of YouTube stuff, which a lot of the guys in the comments are stoked on. A lot of people like it, and that's pretty cool. Do you want to just quickly kind of I don't think that nobody knows who you are. I think you're a pretty popular name. I think Blast Camp is actually a bigger name than half the pro teams that are even on the circuit right now, just because of the fanfare, all the excitement that the league has had between your guys' rivalry, you and Fit. So I don't think that there's much introduction needed, but why don't you go ahead and humor everybody anyhow? Make sure you can still talk in front of the camera.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Jackson Frey. I'm currently 22 years old. I play on Blast Camp, which we were playing semi-pro for 4 years. This would have been our 4th year in semi-pro. I do a lot of YouTube. I really enjoy, editing and kind of telling a story, I guess. And right now I'm on a pretty good hot streak of, I think, posting a video a week every Monday morning for, probably about 2 years now. And now I'm trying to post a short every day to just kind of grow that. So, it's been going well.
Dude, and I was just kind of mentioning, I'm sure you were watching here a second ago, but dude, putting that type of work together is no joke. If you can do that on a daily or whatever kind of schedule, and it's very regular, and you're dialed in with all that, yeah, man, that's bravo to you, dude. That's incredible, because it is not easy to do. To edit all that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's always I enjoy it, so it's easy for me to sit down sometimes and do it, but I totally agree, man. There's times when you're looking at it and it's just like, my God, how long have I been trying to edit this thing? So it's fun.
So do you, when you're doing all that stuff, do you have kind of just a template already in your mind, and you're just like, all right, this is what I need to get this week. This is my list. Do you have do you put up a little list or a board, or how do you kind of, it's not just off the cuff every week, because I feel like you'd be scrambling, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've got it down to a pretty good science, if you want to call it, right now. It does help that after events, I like to go through and post the raw footage. So those are a couple weeks where it's real easy to kind of put that together. Mm-hmm. But I'd say for the most part, I really like, someone like a Casey Neistat, or someone that used to do those daily vlogs and kind of show their entire life. And I guess that's kind of how I've gotten my style, if you want to call it. But I personally, I don't sit down and kind of write something out or like, write an outline. I think when I first started, I probably would have done that a lot more. But nowadays, I'm kind of going off the cuff. I know I need, a solid intro. Right now, I'm liking putting songs at the beginning to kind of get people into it, like the first 10 seconds or something like that. And then I always like, time lapses to kind of split the video apart. And you always got to capture like the raw stuff, just the team moments. People really like the behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm really with you. The lifestyle, I think, is really what kind of puts, maybe what like Ronnie and I do versus, someone like how to play paintball, where he's kind of just filming, how to play paintball.
Yeah.
It's both great content, but it is kind of very different sides of it, I would say. And I have realized like some of my best videos are, the Astro one or Team USA, where I was kind of just filming, a trip, a weekend trip. And I think really that's kind of what people like. And so I try to film as much as possible of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's funny. I used to do those travel vlogs. I don't know if you saw any of those. I would always do them. And I just felt like sometimes if I didn't tell the story properly, like I've got a hard drive of like half edited stuff just because like I had a beginning and then I didn't get the middle and the story just never like took off. And then on top of that, it would be like, I'd be editing something. I'm like, dude, this is, my eyes are bleeding. And then all of a sudden I took all that work and I posted up and you get like the diehard fans, like people who love that stuff. But then you get everybody else who like, and then you'll post it, you get like 10,000 views or a couple thousand views. And then you'll post like, hey, I'm going out to the first event. This is what's in my gear bag. And it's just one edit. No clip, no takes, just beginning, end, that's it. Just one monologue for 5 minutes and you get 60,000 views. And I'm like, God damn it. That took me no effort.
Yeah. And
then it takes me, I have to travel somewhere. I got to do all this stuff. I'm clipping all these things. I got to take all the content. So it's honestly like, it's such a almost thankless job. It's definitely rewarding because again, and you can see it in here in the comments, like Bobby Corpse and Andrew are like, these guys are big time fans of what you got going on. And meme balls. So like everybody in here, Swagonomic meme balls. Chillik Borad. You got a bunch of fans already in here, which is cool because you're coming into the pro division. Again, we talked about it, prefaced it a little bit before the show, but we talked about it last weekend. Where do you like what's your prep, I guess I'd say, for what are you guys doing? What's your game plan?
During this off season specifically,
I guess between now and you could kind of like hit it however you want. From here to the next weekend to the first event to World Cup. Like, what's your goal, game plan, and?
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll start by like it has been snowing a lot and it's been really cold out here, but we've been trying to play as much as possible out at Blast Camp. I know last weekend a couple of the guys you mentioned, Paintball Explosion, they opened up again, so people have been going out there. I know Ronnie goes out there a lot. Siege, people go there a lot. So, as of since World Cup, we've been trying to pretty much play every weekend. And then, last weekend it was just way too cold. And then this weekend we are going out to X Factor to play X Factor, and I believe the Aftershock tryout will be going on out there as well. So that'll be kind of interesting to see, how that goes and how that starts. But yeah, I mean, we're just kind of trying to play as much paintball as possible because I think we realize, we've got, everyone's been together and kind of got that teamwork, but now it just comes down to experience. We're playing you guys that have, I think someone said in the comments, you've been playing paintball for longer than I've been alive almost. So it's like, we've got to gain this experience somehow. And all that's only going to come from playing actual paintball. So,
yeah. And I mean, I'm going to put the bracket up right here. It's a grinder for everybody in there. Most notably for you guys. Obviously it's a tricky one to hit off the break is Dynasty, X Factor, Russian Legion, AC Diesel, and Blast Camp. Like that's definitely if you want to like try to get your footing underneath you, not the bracket that you want to be in. Obviously, there's your rivals, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But they've got Uprising, not I'm still on Uprising's bandwagon. I feel like, again, any chance they can completely disrupt the whole situation. ML Kings, a little bit of a rebuilding. Revo, complete rebuild, and then Houston Heat. I don't know. I think Bill Belichick's flying out there to see if they're gonna he's gonna coach them this year. But other than that, they don't have a coach.
Well, Ryan's coaching him.
Ryan's gonna coach him again?
Yeah, they did a whole Facebook coach. I didn't notice.
Someone told me that, and I don't think that Ryan's the guy that should coach him. I think Ryan is like one of their top 5 players.
Yeah, he should play.
He should play. Like anytime that Ryan plays, he's a good player.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to look at this the other day from a standpoint of like putting the player moves like with everyone instead of like how it looks at like at the end of the year when you're like looking at it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, definitely welcome to the Pro Division on that one.
So are you guys planning on keeping the same roster? I know you kind of mentioned, hey, what if we did something next week, and then we can talk about, because you guys are still going to try out a new coach or something. So
as far as the players, we're pretty much keeping the same people as last year, same exact roster. Soap he hurt himself before World Cup, and so he's still kind of recovering. So we were thinking about maybe picking up some people, but we're just going to go with our roster from last year. But the coach thing it's always a question, I feel like, around here in the Midwest to find a good coach and be able to find a guy that can really, hand some of that knowledge down, I guess, and kind of show us the way. Last year we had, a player coach, my guy Jesse. He, coached us the last 2 years, and I feel like he kind of, we all agreed that he kind of took us as far as we could. And we all know it's hard to have an actual, player coach, especially in the Pro Division. So, this year we're looking at, I would say since World Cup, maybe, 6 candidates. Like, we're reaching out to people and we're trying to get people. But I think we've narrowed it down to about 2 to 3 people. And, this weekend we'll be trying to coach out. And, it's always a question, like I said. Yeah. So, we could go through these 2 candidates and then maybe they don't even work out and we're still looking for a coach. But, that's kind of how the offseason's been so far.
How many guys are on your roster right now?
If you include Soap, we'll have 10 people, but we only have 9 that will probably play the first event. Soap, he sprained his MCL, and so he's just kind of recovering from that still.
Nice.
That's a 6-weeker. That's a 6-weeker.
Yeah, I know. He was definitely out for Cup, but I think with the winter and everything, it's kind of been hard for him to kind of get his feet underneath him and be sure if he could actually play before Vegas here. And
let's how is it, like, this is something that Kyle and I maybe you had to deal with it a little bit when you were younger, but like just the whole off season for anybody in the Midwest or like any of those like cold states, like how tough is that? How tough is that to deal with in that interim when you're like, dude, it's negative or it's whatever it is? I see videos of kids like plowing the snow before they're about to play and it's snowing out or something like that. That's tough.
Yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago. It snowed the night before, so we went out there with some shovels and shoveled off about the start box and a couple routes to some bunkers. But it's hard, man. Especially with a lot of the indoors were like shut down for the past couple of years. I know O'Hare, that had been a huge indoor facility, and everyone would go there. They are no longer, a business anymore. Paintball Explosion just came back last year, so that was kind of the first opportunity. Siege is, from me, about 2.5 hours away, 3 hours away. And then, it's maybe a little bit closer for the other guys, but it's hard to even kind of play sometimes, we could go out there and do drills, but, this past weekend it's like -2. So even if there is snow on the ground, it's hard to be out there for 10 minutes, let alone, an hour or so. So it's definitely the hard. I would say the hardest part is, always the first event, because you just kind of feel rusty, like I haven't been holding a paintball gun or actually doing drills or even like shooting people for let alone a month, versus, I mean, a couple of years ago, we had to shovel off the whole field for, Vegas practice. And, that's kind of the worst because I feel like you're never really getting a good grasp on things. Paint's bouncing, paint's hard, you're oversliding bunkers, there's snow on the ground. So it's definitely hard during the off season, but the first event I think is really kind of where it shows and where it's kind of like, man, we could have used those, 2 months playing or at least getting a paintball gun in our hands.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and actually, this is a question because it was a little bit of, I guess we were just kind of guesswork. But you guys acquired NRG's spot, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And did you acquire any of their players at all?
No.
Wow.
That was
that was
kind of something that I think was, I don't know, I guess misunderstood was. They originally it could have been us merging with them, but then another offer was kind of presented. So then eventually now the Bears and NRG merged. I don't know if that was put out there, but that's where that went.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
You know that?
I don't know. I feel like we had like a lot of speculation, and then there was some people were like people in here. We got a lot of people who know a lot, and then a lot of people who know a lot, like we know a lot, which is not really a lot.
Yeah. I was curious though too because. Alan, the owner of Energy, he seemed like he's in it for the long haul, so like that'd be interesting for him. I didn't know that the Bears and them merged, so that makes sense because he seemed like he wasn't going to be done with paintball for a really long time. So.
Yeah.
What so what are your guys' like what are your goals like for the season? Like a realistic goals, and then like what does it mean to have like maybe your kind of thought on kind of the being confident, but like kind of having a realistic outlook on things. Like, so what do you like? So again, you're practicing. You got event 1 coming up, obviously a grinder bracket, and then like where do you guys see yourselves finishing after World Cup?
Yeah, I think you definitely. We had a team meeting about this the other day, and of course everyone's make Sunday. Let's really win and kind of. I think we can win an event, and I told everyone kind of we got to be really focused on winning the first point. We can't be thinking way out ahead or way ahead of where we're at right now. By World Cup, I think everyone's right around where you started this in terms of. We don't want to get relegated. We believe that we as a team will not be relegated. Mm-hmm. So we want to go out there and just perform well enough. And we do believe that we could be in the top 10, the top 15, like you said. But, that all starts with going out there and, winning that first point, mm-hmm. Shoot your first guy off the break. Let's start with winning a game. Let's take that to going 2-0 on the day and then, making Sunday hopefully by the end of the year and keeping us in that, 10 to 15 range.
Yeah. And I think that's important, right? There's a thought process that I feel like it clouds people's not just their judgment but their outlook. That you want to be confident, but you also need to have there needs to be a slight of realistic outcome and outlook that's going to be going in there. Like saying something like, all right, we're going to win an event. We got these guys are our bitches, like in this huddle. And you're like, dude, whoa, hold on, slow down, dude. We're playing, X Factor. We're playing Dynasty. We're playing one of these guys. Like, let's try to spar with them and let's not be discouraged if we lose, but let's try to learn and take away as much as we can. Let's fight. Because again, since, I don't know, maybe Trauma and Dynasty and there haven't been a lot of teams that won an event their first year pro. There have been some.
Was it X Factor?
X Factor, I think, did one. Right?
Maybe Damage?
I don't know. Maybe Damage did. I'd have to look into that a little bit. But it's one of those things that you need to be confident in your ability, but not overconfident to the point where you're going to put yourself at risk or you're going to end up talking shit and then not be in the position, like being like, uh-oh, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you kind of have a? I mean, I guess you already kind of said it because some of the guys are like, but how do you manage that on a team? Like, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's I think it's a little it's hard to manage. I think a whole team that like are our best friends and see each other like every single weekend. I think that's the more I kind of dive into it, I think that's a great thing, and it has its downsides because people do know how to, like, get under each other's skin and stuff. So as far as that, I think it's just kind of, we got to have a humble attitude and go into it. And that's kind of what I'm saying. That's where it's, we just got to focus on what we can do. We can't focus on anything. We can't focus on the bracket, no matter what, we're going to go out there and play 4 games of paintball. And our goal is, to win each of them. But if that's not going to happen, we at least got to learn, like you said, and we at least got to get better throughout the year, because that was the main discussion too within the team is, this is going to be a very fast learning, no matter if we win or lose, we're going to learn, and it's going to be probably the fastest that we have in, at least the last 4 years, especially with that first bracket, like you guys mentioned. I mean, that's really going to put us through the ringer right here in that first event. No matter what, we're definitely going to learn a lot, and at least we should at least try to be competitive in those games. We don't want to go out there and just get smoked by you guys,
right?
You guys specifically, but we at least got to go out there and put in the work this off season and go out there and just try and learn a lot and be competitive.
Yeah. What do you say? Actually, you mentioned it, like you're playing with all your friends. I think there was a story maybe a year or two ago, but like you've gotten offers to go play pro on other teams, right? That you've turned down, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think a good amount of us on here have gotten a good amount of offers, or a couple for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What? And that's pretty cool, because obviously sticking with your boys is like very admirable, especially out here when in a time when like all teams want to do is play in the next division up. They don't care if they're ready or not, but so many guys are like, I'm D4, I need to be D2. Like, what are you talking about? You haven't won anything. I need to be Premier, I need to be Pro, Semi-Pro. Like, it's like, slow down.
You think that was like more so at like the beginning of this last year, or was it kind of littered through within this year that players were trying to get poached? Do you have your volume on too? I'm getting a little bit of background.
Yeah, I do. I have it all the way up. Is that better?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, there was just some like feedback.
Yeah,
but now it's good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I thought it was maybe the... Yeah, we're good.
Let's see. I would say really that happened. Let's see. I don't know. What was that? 2021 when we won the Astro event. I think that's kind of when I guess teams just took more notice in us because up until that we had played semi-pro for a year and a half and hadn't really performed as well as we wanted. But after that, I think people started getting offers, and I would say it was a majority of maybe before. It was probably before last year, yeah, I would say. But there was definitely some that came in right after the Astro event for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout like the whole team and the whole organization.
What year did you play with Team USA?
That was 2019, I believe.
Okay.
2019. Okay. Yeah, because then the next year we didn't go because of COVID, I believe.
That's right. And that would have been your last year eligible, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because you won. We got the combine. We've got the combine coming up actually at the X Factor Park first weekend of February, and you crushed at the combine when you came out that one year. I think you won like 2 or 3 of the things, and then won the overall, right?
Yeah, that was an amazing time. That was my second year at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
I went the year before and didn't perform as well as I wanted, but yeah, that was definitely a great experience for sure. I tell anybody that is thinking about it that they definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, this one sold out. I think almost right away, and I've been telling people like that's one of the coolest events, especially if you're under 19. You know, that's a credit. That's really good. If you're from the area, it's also really important because you kind of get seen by the local talent, or like maybe guys want to pick you up, and it's also kind of like a bit of a report card. You're like, dude, I finished top 10 at the combine. I got a guy here. I see Breath in here. Heat 1. He dominated the combine last season. I tried to pick him up on my divisional team this year, and he stiffed me. Yeah, man, that's a cool one, and to be able to play with that Team USA is another cool. You got a lot of cool accolades. I think it's pretty. Winning that Astro event, obviously competing at a high level in the semi-pro league, and then kind of being able to now start another chapter there in this next season.
Yeah, it's exciting.
When
It's
did
exciting for sure.
so did this the whole? Obviously, you know there was a big rivalry because of what happened through the whole year. You and Fit visiting each other in the finals every event. Obviously, there's a rivalry there, but did it start like early, like within like the first event, second event? Like besides just you guys getting to the finals, was there more to it than that?
Or was it, I think it was the last 2 years.
Was it the last 2 years?
Yeah. So the year before, we played them the very first. So this would be 2022, I believe. We played them the very first game of the event, and they mercy ruled us the very first. So their first game in semi-pro, the year right after they got relegated. And I think that just kind of set the tone, you know. I think that kind of set the tone. We had their eye on them, and they had their eye on us ever since then. I think we played them pretty much about every event besides, like, World Cup that year. And, always close games. A lot of them were Sunday, quarterfinals, semifinals. And there was just, it was just a lot of back and forth. You know, it's two good paintball teams, two good teams, let alone the players on there going at each other. And, there's always, talking back and forth between everybody. And so that pretty much happened since that first game at semi-pro. So, yeah, it does go back about, 2 years, and just really good paintball being played for sure. Up until that last World Cup, they pretty much mercy ruled us both games, and that was pretty rough. But, besides that, I think every game was pretty much,
pretty
1
close.
2 point game.
Yeah, they were pretty close games.
Yeah.
How now? So I don't even know. Like, would you guys? Who would you're not? You guys are too young of a team to have a rival now. Like, would you guys say you have a rival? I don't think so, really.
Yeah.
I think maybe our rival would be kind of Damage.
Yeah.
Is the top rivalry between, but like.
Maybe X Factor or
Yeah.
Hurricanes. I don't know.
Yeah, do you like? I think rivalries, and like if you ask Maddie, obviously, and you hear Maddie talking about it all the time, it's like rivalries are important in sports, right? Because everybody's gonna want to see the people who hate Fit that love Blast Camp are gonna watch how closely how they do, just so they can be like, oh yeah, they didn't do well, or oh yeah, they did well, or wow, crap, and then and vice versa. Mm-hmm. And then obviously you guys have fans that are now watching you guys grow up through that trajectory, and I think that rivalries are super important in paintball. But like, and Sean Bauer asked this one. He said, does the rivalry seem bigger now that you're pro, or do you think that it's almost like, hey guys, we kind of need to team up here because like we're both Davids fighting against a bunch of Goliaths at this point. Mm-hmm. So it's like not so much. It's like it's almost too petty to still have that rivalry. You need to like grow up and forge your own battles here, you know? Or what do you think? I don't know. It's kind of a weird question, but not to get too deep into all like the haters and all that stuff, which we'll kind of talk a little bit about too. But just like a rivalry is good in sports, but at the same time, like now that you're both in the top tier, what do you think? Do you think it's going to continue, or do you think it's going to be like, oh, hey guys?
Yeah, I'll start off. Like, I definitely think it's when two teams play that much, I think it's bound to be, they're going to come to really want to beat each other. It's hard mm-hmm. when, you play someone that you don't even know or you've never seen before. You're not going to have, I don't know, I guess just that hate or just that want to just that determination, I guess, to just go out there and say like, man, these guys have beat us 3 times already. Like, I really want to beat these guys. And so I think that's definitely what kind of led to it. I could definitely, anytime we play, I think from, 2 years ago up until now, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be, pay-per-view, I guess you could say. People are going to watch and people are going to tune in just because they like us or just because they hate them or just because they hate us. And so I definitely think it's going to be a thing, but I think you see it in all sports. I think nowadays it's kind of like, the Chiefs and the Bills. It's like however many times when Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes play each other, like that's a big time game. That's big time news, whether it's in the prelims or whether it's, for the divisional round. Like, people are going to tune in just because they hate Patrick Mahomes or just because they love the Bills, you know? So I definitely think, you know, people have been saying, like, it hasn't really happened in years before. And, you know, like you said, I mean, how many teams would you say have, like, a real rivalry now in paintball, I guess? You know, I think anytime two Texas teams play, I always think there's a little bit of chip on your guys' shoulders.
Sure.
You know, you want to be the best team in Texas, and that makes sense. You know, maybe, like, you know, when the Ironman and Dynasty play, you know, there is that, like, you know, California kind of, like, you know, we want to be that team in California. We want to beat them. But I think it is kind of, you know, we're from the Midwest and Texas. And so I think it's just we play each other so many times. And, you know, I've thought about this too. If you tune into Go Sports, you've only seen those games and it's only been us two. And unfortunately, last season, we only lost to them. So that's kind of all you're seeing. So it is kind of hard to look at, you know, semi-pro and not say, like, you know, Paintball Fit or Blast Camp. So
I've had your guys back too. Obviously, you know, you took the short end of the stick for each event this year, and like nobody really looks at what you guys accomplished too, and that's every Sunday you guys still won all your games. And I always talk about, like, you guys aren't just playing difficult teams there. Honestly, the reffing can be a little bit shaky too as well. So you have to play good enough to play above getting some bad calls here and there. And I think it gets a little bit, that factor gets a little bit stronger as you go lower in the division. So for you guys to be able to, you know, get to that finals match every single event too is a feat in itself. So like, try to remind everyone when they, you know, it's all fit. You know, fit's great on them for winning each event, but like, you guys still did an impeccable job getting there as well.
Yeah, we definitely, you know, appreciate it, but man, it's I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened, let alone like two teams that made it to the finals every single time. I think there's, you know,
that's tough, man.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so I mean, let alone for that, like you said, and like there's definitely, you know, there's close games. There's games where, you know, it didn't look like we were going to get to the finals, and we were able to pull through. There was games where it was, you know, a mercy rule. There was games where it was 1 or 2 point games. Like, you know, it's not like it was just like, you know, a cakewalk through everything. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of highs and lows for everybody, and especially for us. But like, at the end of the day, I mean, making the finals is hard, and to lose 6 of them in a row definitely hurts too.
Yeah, that's tough. And like, so you mentioned it a second ago, and it's so weird. I've been trying to like get this word out of my vocabulary lately, but
sushi
is not the word. Good guess though. Good guess. It's actually the opposite of almost.
Tacos?
I love sushi. No, so there's like, you mentioned it. So you know, all the guys that hate on on Patrick Mahomes is like, or like you hate on somebody who has usually a significant amount more talent than you possess. And you hate on those players, you people. You know, like I got people who hate on me for whatever reasons, because I'm an asshole to them or something like that. Like, okay. I used to have a guy before all of our matches at NPPLs. Don't even know who he is. But they would yell 10 seconds. And in about 5 seconds, someone would shout from the sidelines, Greenspan sucks. At every single event, almost every single one. No, it wasn't red. It was like in Tampa. It didn't matter where we were. Greenspan sucks! And it's like... haters are going to be there no matter where you are, who you are. You've won too many tournaments. You haven't won enough tournaments. You don't make Sunday, or you made it too much. And you made Sunday, but you didn't make it to the finals. Or, I mean, you guys see it. Like, you have this super team, and you can't even put it together with all that money. You guys suck. And it's like, it's always somebody, or more often than not, it's somebody who possesses a significantly less talent than you do. Obviously, sometimes within the rivalries, people are talking shit, but those, I wouldn't call them haters.
Like someone said, yeah, F LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. People hate
like
LeBron.
Carter, our buddy Carter.
Yeah, Marcelo. Like, LeBron sucks. He's a hack. You know, like, really? You crybaby, you know? But, like, what do you say to that? Because you got to tune it out. I know you guys, especially at World Cup, I thought that was pretty disrespectful. How some of the haters rose up and decided to take an interesting, and I say distasteful is a good way of putting it, stand out there. I mean, we've always had things where, like, people, if we're playing in Europe especially, like, if everybody starts cheering, we just lost somebody, you know. But like, to have it come to that level on such a small microcosm? And what do you say, like, what do you do when you know that there's people rooting against you? Like, where do you put that in the mind?
Yeah, I think I up until then, it definitely wasn't just on the stage that it was before. There's always people that don't like you and would are always over there cheering for the other team and shit when we're out there playing, especially at World Cup. And that's where it just that was probably the biggest stage that, World Cup finals, biggest stage I've ever played on. And it's kind of, I'm definitely, everyone can root for their team, and I'm all about that, and that's awesome. And I don't think anybody's like, not saying that, but we got to know that it's coming. And that's at this point, like you said, when you play a team so many times, there's just people are going to be on both sides of it. And so I don't really, it definitely, it's rough when you keep on losing every single time,
right?
Because there is kind of,
it's hard to silence them at that point.
The feeling of like, well, they earn the right to do that. And in sports, that's pretty much how sports goes. It's really what have you done for me lately? Like, if you're not winning, everyone's going to be against you. And so, it's rough, but at that point we should have expected it, because when it leads up to, that big of like World Cup finals, pro spot, double points, all this stuff, it's just a huge moment. So, you got to expect it. And it's, like, to end it with a mercy rule, I definitely don't think it made it any better. But, it is kind of, like I said, from 2022 to last season, it started with a mercy rule, a bunch of good paintball games, and it ended with a mercy rule. So I think we kind of closed the book on that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Dude, it's tough. Like, a lot of people here are watching. I know we got Ronnie and Chris here, so they get it, and Kyle, and a handful of guys. But dude, playing on that Sunday, it's actually crazy, because without that type of prep, and I always think about it, I'm like, man, how are some of these football players and baseball players and basketball players so well spoken when they're like getting interviews post game? When you put a camera in front of 95% of anybody in paintball, and it's because you've been trained for it your whole high school, college, and every little bit of your stage of your career. But paintball doesn't have that, right? And so when you're playing your semi-pro or your divisional match, or you're playing any other pro match, you guys didn't make Sunday, this event, but you've been there. But there's some guys that you play with who haven't played in front of the full set of grandstands at that type of scale, which is actually kind of an advantage for you guys, because you've, unfortunately it came with a loss every time, but you've been able to do it this whole time for the last 2 seasons, essentially, season and a half. And it was actually really cool. And I love this moment was when we were playing in Florida at event 1, Chris was like, we were playing in the semifinals, and Chris is like, dude, man, like, if we win this, like, we'll be in the finals. I've never even been up there to hear the national anthem, and that level of pressure that some people kind of like, obviously Chris didn't fold under it by any means, but at that level of pressure that some people aren't prepared for can be like pretty daunting. But you guys are kind of in a unique position because you've done it at every single event with a full set of grandstands, so you almost have a unique edge on the pressure side of things that other teams don't have. I was kind of thinking about that a little bit when you were talking about how often you've been out there and you've heard people shouting and talking shit and cheering and all that stuff. Like, that's a lot of shit to deal with.
Yeah, and we've been to like I said, we've been through the ringer. We've been to finals and mercy ruled. We've been in the finals and been mercy ruled. We've been out there in overtime, and we've been out there in the rain. We've been out there in good weather. So I think it's definitely a huge advantage. And anytime you get to the pro field, like in divisional paintball, that's a big thing. And so people make that out to that's you're in the finals, man. You're on the pro field. You're on the webcast. And so going through that. It'll definitely feel weird to have, maybe all 4 of the games out there, but at the end of the day, it'll be, it'll be fun, man. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's for sure. It'll be tough. It'll be tough, but it'll be fun.
Hopefully the rivalry doesn't go away too much, because obviously now, because of things, probably won't play each other as much, nearly as much.
Yeah, someone will have to make it to the second tier. It's hard now to like play the same teams.
You'll go like whole year, year or 2 year and not even play a team.
Mm-hmm. I want to say that the teams that we played, I think Jason had mentioned something. It was like we played nearly the same kind of set of teams, kind of going in that direction. You rarely ever play guys in your same group, except for the next, unless you both make it to the next round, especially in those bottom 8 teams or whatever it is. I have a question. This came from Sal Chavez earlier. He does a lot of the content for BFP gear and for Dynasty, and he said, "What kind of content?" And this is a good one for Ronnie can kind of answer this too at the same time. What kind of content would you want more of? What would you like to consume more of?
Well, I think kind of what I would like to see a lot more of within paintball is kind of different more than like what I would want to do more of. What I want to see is exactly what you said, and I believe it was brought up on I forget what show, but Marcelo said it too, just in terms of like there needs to be more lifestyle stuff to see, like what you're doing during the week, or what you're doing on an off weekend. And it needs to be, we need to see the high level teams. We need to see, the U, Damage, like all these top level teams. We need to see a little bit of the middle teams, and we need to see a little bit of the bottom teams, maybe just one player, I really liked they did a kind of like this in golf. It was on Netflix. I forget what the name was, but they pretty much just followed around players for the entire season, and each episode is like 1 or 2 players. And I think that would kind of be a great thing for maybe Go Sports, or just, I know some teams on pro teams already do it, but, if one person did it from each team, or if, one person would, I don't know, if one brand got just a couple guys, I think there's a lot of different options, but I think that kind of needs to be shown a lot more. What I would like to do more is just more, I would like to get a lot more behind the scenes stuff, because I think there's just a lot more stuff that I don't catch and is hilarious. So
yeah, it's one of those things you're like, oh crap, I didn't have my camera at this point.
Yeah.
So actually,
exactly.
It's funny you say that, because I pitched the whole idea that concept, and it wasn't my idea. It was just the same concept you're talking about, to the NXL, to MLPB. And they're like, we've got this new TV deal, and they want live paintball. And I'm like, dude, live paintball is not the move. It's so difficult to watch if you have no clue what you're talking about. But something that has like resonated really well with audiences, and they've done in the past, were the paintball lifestyle, where you film an event and then you take the top 5 or 6 teams and whoever it is. It's almost like that quarterback show that's on Netflix. But I did see some of the golf one as well. Formula One, Drive to Survive. That's the reason that people love watching Formula One right now. It got this huge bump. It wasn't because Formula One changed anything. They just started showcasing it. And that's something that a lot of people really like, and that's something we've talked about doing, and it just they shot me down. They said that these networks want to do they want live shows. You go live show, which means But yeah, bravo, dude. You and Ronnie are definitely like doing that really well. And again, that's something that I tapped out on a long time ago, just because, man. Well, now I've got a kid. I'm not even trying to. I get 2 hours on my computer a week. That's about it.
Yeah.
My time is fleeting at this point. There's no time for editing, but it's really good. And I think Go Sports is going to try to do something like that with Zyzik on board now. They're going to try to I think they're coming out to one of our practices. They're probably going out to a couple. They might even go out to your guys' practice this weekend. Not yours.
No,
I guess theirs.
You're looking at me.
Your
I was
guys'
like, I'm not practicing.
Who's playing paintball this weekend?
Cool. Yeah, hopefully they're there.
Yeah, and then I think they're gonna pick somebody. I'm trying to get them to come to Hawaii with me, to kind of show a little bit of that crossover. I think I'm still a big fan of the crossover thing. Do you play walk-ons at your park ever? Often?
I started with that. I haven't done it in maybe a year or two now. Well, actually, I played a big game maybe last year. One of our big games, one of our scenario events.
Tell a little bit about. I wanted to kind of so that Kyle knows. Tell a little bit about the field. I thought it was it's a cool story about your field.
Yeah, man. So Blast Camp is old historic Nike missile base. So basically, it was used during like the Cold War era. My dad could explain this so much better, but this is the brief stuff that I know. Is it used to be a military base. So when you go out there, and I'm sure you saw this, Ryan, is like, I mean, there's barracks, there's these huge satellite towers, there's a mess hall, like all these old buildings that used to be there from however many years ago. And it's just a cool, like, architecture, just like a cool place to be because it's so old and because it's kind of been like adapted into an actual paintball field now. So, like I said, you can't climb the satellite towers, but I mean, there's 3 or 4 towers around the place that was used to detect like missiles or anything that was coming to harm us. And so there's just the history is insane in it. And now it's been converted to like we've built some bunkers out there. There's been we use a lot of railroad ties, tires, cars, stuff like that. But a lot of the buildings and everything are legit from the Cold War way back in the day.
That's rad.
And now we have 2 turf fields. We do a lot of airsoft, obviously open play, private groups. We have a concessions, a pro shop all in one building, and when we bought it in 2009, it was the exact same field, but it was pretty much just a trailer. They were operating out of a trailer, and now we have turf fields, full blown pro shop, bathrooms, all this stuff, and so definitely come a long way for sure.
It's definitely unique. That's such a cool little story. Why is it called the Nike missile base? Like, what is like? I'm only familiar with Nike with.
That's where they were made Nikes.
I thought they shot Air Jordans.
I honestly don't know why, but I just know that like the satellite towers were there to prevent if anything was coming, like missiles, or if anything was coming to harm. Like,
so you guys don't have to worry about anything
area,
when you're practicing.
Yeah, you guys don't need to worry about anything.
Protected.
Oh yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane. Like I've never crawled up on top of the one.
How is that possible? How old are you?
I think
you're 22.
I'm looking at some of the pictures.
22.
It's like,
hold on one second. This is important. You've never been to the top of any of these towers.
I don't believe so. No.
How long have you been on the field?
2009. Well, you can't. You can't.
Stop it! I don't want to hear you can't.
Anymore.
There's no ladder anymore, dude. You are 22 years old and you've had the field for 6 years or something, and you've never been like, I'm gonna climb to the top of these things and shoot some bottle rockets or something.
Yeah, I'd climb up.
I'm 42 years old. I'm about to climb up this thing next time I'm there. That sounds rad. Maybe you gotta branch out a little bit. You need to play a little bit more walk-ons. You gotta get a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was easy. I do think though that I'm a big proponent, and this is kind of one of the topics I think I might cover at the summit for fields. Is like I'm a big proponent of making sure that there's like somewhat of a clear path for players to move from a scenario side of things into a tournament side of things, right? There's a reason that you go to Mammoth Mountain or like you go to some big snowboarding skiing resort, and sometimes like they have these huge jumps right underneath the main lift and this half pipe. So it's a spectacle. You're watching it, you're like, damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
I'm never going to do that. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Right? What percentage of those people are now going to be like, I'm going to try that, and then they get hurt and they never do come snowboarding again? Or the other percentage of people that try it out and are like, this is going to be my thing. I'm coming here every single weekend. I'm going to get better. Like Kyle, you can't keep him away from that thing. He's over there doing head spins and shoulder bangs, and Damien snowboarded twice and decided to try to do a 360. So you've got this demographic that are going to like, I need to do that. I need to climb to the top of this thing and shoot some people, or I need to go over there and I need to
Or that'd be a cool place to go up and watch.
Oh, viewing tower. Yeah. Viewing tower. It could be like a barbecue deck.
Yeah, barbecue deck.
Barbecue deck. A viewing deck. But again, I'm what I'm basically telling you is 2 things. 1, climb to the top of that damn thing, at least by spring when it cools off. And 2, play more walk-ons. You need to get the guys, even if it's you got the whole Blast Camp crew out there. Do you guys have a divisional team or just semi-pro?
We have a couple like factory teams that play like D4 and D3, and E2 and stuff. Yeah.
Next time you get them all together and you're doing you're doing a practice or whatever it is, you need to be like, all right, we're all going over to the nuke silo and we're going to play one scenario game so that everybody has a little bit of fun. Don't take it from him. But most people enjoy playing it. It's like, you got to get to your roots so you remember why you love it. You know, that's how I think of it.
But I didn't. Those weren't my roots. I went straight to airball.
See, that's why you need to have an airball.
In the woods and went.
You are a perfect example. I already told you. You're the guy that jumps off shit at the snowboard places and hurts himself. You're the kid that went straight into the airball. Very, very small.
I hurt myself in the woods. That's why you got to stay out of there.
You're an outlier, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. You're an outlier.
Outlaw, maybe.
Let me ask you. I think someone else had another question in here. Kind of got buried. Oh, Nike missile sites were first nationwide U.S. air descents. Okay, all right. Steve Segovia probably has some intel on that. Thank you, Ronnie. What kind of camera setup do you have? What do you shoot with?
So I just got a new camera. I got it right here actually. It's a Sony EV1, EV10, I believe, with a Samyang lens on it.
Nice.
Before this, my setup is I haven't posted any videos on that camera yet, but a Sony ZV-1 is probably the best and most easiest thing if you're looking to start it, or if you're looking to just have a camera that the lens just retracts right into it. It has a great microphone and it's super easy to operate. That's what all of the vlogs are pretty much shot on my channel as of right now, a Sony ZV-1. But just got that. I'll be posting some videos with that in like the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks.
And so what do? You just kind of have it like on a little stick and you're kind of talking, or like a little, what are those little things? Basically what we have this thing on.
I pretty much use like a Gorilla Pod, if you know what those are, like the bendy ones that can like wrap around stuff and set it up and do all that stuff.
Yep.
Why is it called a Gorilla Pod?
Looks more like an octopus arm.
Yeah, octopus
but
pod.
only like
pretty
half,
much.
like a little less than half, like 40% of an octopus pod. It's only got 3 arms, instead of 8.
This says B pod, B size.
UBs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. Who's got a better camera setup, you or Ronnie?
Definitely Ronnie. But I believe we have the same camera now. He just has a better lens and a better microphone.
All right. You hear that? He's coming for you. He's only two components away from taking it over.
There.
From taking it over. All right. Well, cool, man. This was good, dude. I'm eager to see how the series or the season settles down or pans out for a handful of teams. I don't think that I don't have the list here. I don't think you guys really made it to the bottom of anybody's list last week when we were kind of like, who are going to be the bottom
you guys
two teams.
the other picks.
The bottom 2 team picks.
We need to do our picks.
But now that we got plenty of time though. Now that we got the brackets out, we're gonna be doing some
picks.
some picks here for sure. Who do you think? We'll just ask you real quick. I'll put it up here before you go and kind of ask you any kind of end all questions. Who do you think is going to finish the top 4 at the event? Just say top 4.
Let's see. I mean, it's hard not to say you guys at the moment.
Okay.
Dynasty. It's hard not to say that. It'll be interesting to see how Heat does with, going kind of back to what was it, a couple of years ago when Ryan was their coach, kind of going back to that whole, pretty much the same team kind of. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. I'll put them in it because I believe in Ronnie Dizon, my guy. I don't know. We wanted to go and practice damage because I feel like they're pretty much up there, and so I'll say them because they seem like good guys, and I hope we can play them or practice them soon. And I don't know. I'll see about X Factor after this weekend. They're always a good team.
I feel like they're
weekend. Always up there.
Okay.
Matt Jackson will definitely. We'll see how he's doing with them, but
it might crowd up that position a little bit. That might crowd up that spot. I feel like because they got TJ.
Meter's been saying he wants to play the front, so maybe they'll get.
He's working on his legs right now.
Yeah.
He's getting his laps in, working on that cardio. All right, Dynasty Heat Damage X factor. I like it.
And then, yeah, 2 of those are in our bracket, so hopefully not.
That doesn't bode well for your exit strategy out of the bracket of death.
Yeah, man.
Do you have anybody you would like to give any shout outs, to thank, to talk shit about? I feel like that's not really your thing. Just feel like I just throw it in there.
But the thank yous, yeah.
The thank yous, yes.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to GI, JT, Carbon always helps us out. Shout out to everyone that helps us. Shout out to everyone. I mean, in the comments here. Shout out to all you guys. Always appreciate the support. If you ever, watch the video, dropped a like, comment, subscribed. I mean, I really appreciate it. It keeps me doing what I love to do. So, yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So,
oh yeah, dude. You did a great job.
This was fun, so.
Thank you. I appreciate you kind of making some time for us. I know we've been talking about it a little bit, and I respect your decision on how you wanted to come on, and I'm stoked for you guys, dude. I'm always, dude. I'm a huge fan of all the. I don't want to call them underdogs, but I love it when like new teams come in. Like when Notorious made Sunday, I was pumped. I was like, hell yeah, dude. That's great. Like,
the Latin Saints make it to the finals.
Oh yeah. Super stoked on that one. Yeah. Anytime the super team kind of like trips and falls, I'm like, womp womp. Womp womp. But dude, I'm a big fan of that, and I do like the story that you guys stuck together. I mean, the Fit guys have a very similar story to that too. I think that all the brothers have been playing together for a long time. I know they got relegated as Fit a long time ago under the Great Poly system, but then like there was a rebuilding. When that team kind of fell apart and they got relegated, that was like that was their first foray into it. But they have an interesting story as well. And dude, you guys both work really hard. It's crazy, like I see a lot of the Florida teams working really hard. We definitely need to step our game up here. I'm telling you, Marcelo sent out a text message today. He's like, you got to step it up. Like everybody's working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be competitive for sure. I think probably the most competitive pro division in a while, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. I always think it's tough, dude. Every time I'm like, oof. Yeah, it's like I don't take anybody for granted. Obviously, I think I've lost more than everybody else has too. But most every other team out here that we're playing against, I've lost probably more than all of them as well. And for various different reasons and a multitude of different.
But won a lot too. So.
Yeah, we won a lot too, but there's a lot to it. It's tough. So yeah, again, you got a ton of people here in the comment section who are big fans of you and your mustache actually. Or it's like the third comment I saw about your mustache.
I'm just trying to get it up to Soap's level, man. I don't know if you've seen that, but. This is for real. Mine's just amateur.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even grow a mustache actually at all. So, Oh well.
You just need a couple more, and you're gonna pass Mishka and Vedrov.
I mean, that is such a bullshit. Like that is such a
Major League Paintball rating.
That's insane how that comes into play there. That they've won more tournaments than me. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah.
But I guess if you didn't keep records like in the Stone Age, then it's like there may have been hotter days on Earth before the 1800s. We just didn't keep records. Like that's not like the Earth's fault for like not getting hotter back then. Mm-hmm. It's not my fault that I won before they kept records.
Yeah, that's true.
In my opinion. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. I appreciate you coming on. Again, you crushed it. You're doing a really good job for paintball, aside from not playing with the walk-ons and kind of bringing them up. That's the only gripe I have with you. That's the only gripe I have.
Yeah, climb the tower.
Climb the goddamn tower already. Gotta live a little bit. Maybe base jump off of it. Just turn it up a notch.
Make sure you have a tetanus shot, though. Updated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't blame us if you get hurt.
Yeah.
We're going to absolve ourselves from all liability here if you slip and fall off that thing. The Greenspan show told me to do it.
There's a bunch of kids going to be going out to that field. All right. You're ready
Storm
to
the
climb
tower.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate
Have a good
it.
one, guys. Appreciate
You
it.
too. Have a good night.
Oh, yeah. All right. Good night. Yeah, that was good, dude. That was a that was a good one. He's a stand-up guy. I did a clinic out there for the Midwest crew. You know, another thing that I think I find kind of odd is when, like, because their league had it, like, there's a handful of leagues now, and even the WCPPL tried to do it for a second, where they put, like, new bunkers in. Like, they don't want to use the bunker set. There's guys that, not them, but, like, their league has these cones and, like, all the old kind of style bunkers and stuff. What does he think he's doing here? What does he think he's doing? So, Blast Camp had MTV film a show at the field, and they jumped off the tower.
Oh.
Dude, if I were a kid at that field, being able to have the keys to the city,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
We went up
and
on
I
that
think
thing.
you sell fireworks there. I'd be shooting fireworks off that thing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Just launching missiles,
Yeah.
kind of, you know. Again, you gotta live. You gotta live dangerously. Isn't that what Greg Sewers used to say?
How cold is it out there where they're at right now?
It's miserable everywhere outside of California. I mean, it's like 65 degrees outside here, and we're like, oof, it's pretty cold out there, man.
Dude, like that Kansas City game.
Yeah.
I couldn't have. That bug zapper doesn't really attract him in there, huh?
Not down there, but I killed 3 of them today.
Yeah.
These little assholes. So it's -6 out there right now. So that sounds, that's about as bad as it gets, dude. I had to so we parked our car. We were out with Meter, as everybody saw last week. We got back on Saturday. On Saturday, when we left the house, when they left the house, it was like -11 or 12. When we left the house, it was like -8 the entire drive to the airport. And we got to the airport, it was like, I don't even think it had cracked 0 degrees, and it was 11:30. And I got out of the car, and I had to unpack all the bags, and we parked as far away from you could. There's no parking at the airport. And just I was trying to undo Sloan's car seat, and I was folding it up and putting it in this little car seat bag and zipping it up. And dude, it was so cold, man. I couldn't even feel my fingers, the tips of my fingers. I got that little thing, maybe bad circulation.
Yeah.
Dude, it was bitterly cold. And Sloan jumped out of the car and was like, having fun. And then 30 seconds later, she's like, I'm cold. And we're like, we got to go all the way over there. So now I got a snowboard bag, I got the kid, I got this bag, I'm rolling this one. Camille's pregnant, she's carrying a bunch of stuff. It was a mess. It was a mess, dude. It was, yeah. Bronx, yeah, I don't cut the plastic out of the packs. I get my packs from dynastypaintball.com, which come with no plastic in them. Check out dynastypaintball.com if you want to get a pack that doesn't have the plastic in it. You want to have a lower profile and a better time playing paintball. Dude, that's a great ad right there.
Yeah.
That was a great
Coin
ad.
that thing.
So we got a bunch of prizes for everybody. We tried to give Alex a call, but he forgot what day it is.
Yeah.
He just in other news actually. So I'm not gonna say it was me, but there's a chance it was me. Somebody that had access to the Dynasty Paintball team page clicked on one of those links that you're not supposed to click on, and then all of a sudden I wake up yesterday, and yes, I did know. I got everybody's messages, so I do appreciate everybody reaching out, but. Yeah, well, our account got hacked, and this morning, amongst other, all day yesterday.
San Diego Business Suite.
Huh? Yeah, San Diego Business Suite is live and cracking. We can't change our name.
Oh, you can't.
For 90 days because we just changed the name. So Alex, who's probably him who clicked on it.
Who changed the name? Who just changed the name?
Who changed it to Dynasty Business Suite? I don't know.
No. Who just changed it?
No, someone hacked into our account, changed it to Business Suite. Then, this is the best part, they sent out probably 500 emails, because I've been clearing out the outbox or inbox, to people saying, it's written in Portuguese, it says, your account has been compromised, click this link. So now our page is sending out all these spam emails, because basically you click the link and you're like, oh my gosh, and you do all this stuff, and then they steal your credit card information and then they run ads. I know they do this because I was like, you can't contact anybody from Facebook. Facebook doesn't have a contact me. It's like, if you need help, it takes you this community forum. It's like, did we answer your question? I'm like, no, you didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
So I went through all these hoops. I ended up having to change my password 6 times or 4 times yesterday and go through this step-by-step process of making sure my account is secure, because I'm like, I don't know whose account was compromised, but I lost access to my page. But pages are just set up by individuals. There's no, Alex, if you're watching this, there's no password to the Dynasty page. You're just admins have access to it. So someone gained access to it, got like erased everybody. There were also people that had Field 1's access as well, and I found them. It was one guy's name was Dang Bro. There was a squiggly line over the top, which leads me to believe it was somebody in the Asia Pacific region, just by the letters in their name. But yes, that is their scam, and yeah, so good. Thank you, ZZINOG. There's so they changed the name to Business Suite. They put Oliver's picture on there. I didn't even know. I thought that was like something that we had done.
Unless it was Oliver that did it.
So that's what Junior was like. It was probably Oliver. It's pictures of Oliver. We were also running.
Skinny said it's a hairy scam.
Yeah, we were also running, and this is great. So this guy, I'm gonna share this screen right now. I've got one of them. This son of a bitch, I'm gonna share the screen with you guys, was running ads on our page. Let me show this. This guy right here, Mr. Brushstroke. This guy right here ran a racket on our page.
Click that photo.
Let's get Brushstroke. Yeah, contact me. Indonesia. And also, just so happens Dynasty was maybe running ads for Indonesian pornography sites.
Wow.
Yeah.
His bio
and
looks
if you
like
kind
it was
of,
written through
OpenAI. And if you kind of try to put some dots on a map and you figure out where this thing came from and where Oliver lives, and it was a picture of Oliver, maybe he's the scam artist.
Yeah.
Or they use it, or did they just coincidentally take a picture of Oliver and then run a bunch of scams in Indonesia?
You should throw that Fiverr link into everyone to let them.
Yeah. Here's a Fiverr link. I've already
waste his time.
Yeah, if you guys want, we can all waste this guy's time because this SOB. Yeah, Steven, it's a psyop. This guy, I'm gonna get him. I've got lots of time on my hands. Sometimes, Sloan's in school now. I can dedicate a day to creating a bunch of phony emails and asking this guy to do work for me and then stringing him along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like a fun pastime. So there's that guy. Let's ask him to design a Dynasty Suite Business Suite shirt. Yeah, so this guy, and I've got like a bunch of them, business support here. Now my account's been disabled. It's because I've submitted too many requests because you can't contact Facebook. And so the only way you can contact them, so if you guys are having trouble contacting Facebook, try to buy an ad on Facebook and then contact them and say, hey, something's wrong with my ad. I need to talk to you, because then they're like, oh, you're trying to pay me money. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Got a hold of them. Well, I had to send an email.
Also, my account's hacked.
Right away. And you're like, hey, my account's hacked, you jackass. While I was doing that, I found this is, I mean, it's good, dude. There's
a good loophole.
Here's the ad manager. I'm gonna show you this. This is pretty funny. So, and what they do also is they'll recreate let's see, request review, account disabled. They'll recreate something. So when I try to boost like a show thing, or if we could boost the Champs Club, so they'll use the same text, right? And then I don't know if they're gonna show it to me anymore.
Change the link. So
they change the link, and then they put like, I can see all their pictures. So here's this guy. Here's this thing. Facebook Marketplace.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This one. Here we go. New traffic ad. Copy number 3. It's an Indonesian porn site, and I can go to. Yeah, dude. Look at this. There's a way to look at the picture even bigger, but yeah, it's a mess, dude. It is an absolute mess. And on top of all that, they've just been running a racket on the Dynasty team cards.
Jesus.
Because it was linked to it. So.
But it was Amex, right?
Amex was like, yeah, and we don't check it because it's the off season. And I'm like, I wasn't checking the account like every week, but they were like 250, 250, 250, 250, like just hitting it, dude. They were just living life. And I talked to Kyle Berry, actually does a lot of Facebook marketing. I talked to him this morning because I was like, hey man, I need some help with this. And he's like, oh, don't feel bad if it was you or whoever it was. He said that him and one of his clients got a racket run on him for like tens of thousands of dollars, and you just don't know. It happens quick. If anybody who's an account manager on the thing is like, oh, my account's compromised, and you click on it, then they're like, zip, 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 zip. So we actually got off pretty easy. Yeah. No, in ZZ, there's no report your account business page compromise link. It's like it's all in the ads account manager. So yeah, dude, I was digging it. So then this is the best part. This is the best part about it all. So it happens yesterday morning, 8:40 a.m. is when I start getting messages from people. I'm like, oh, so I go on there, and I'm like trying to do battle here with Facebook and all these like crazy accounts, and I'm like, there's these guys that have access to our accounts, ditching everybody, changing passwords, doing all this. All day yesterday. And then last night, I gained access back because I submitted this big form. And Eric also subsequently had a call with Facebook because his account got deactivated 2 months ago. It just so happened both of these things happened the same day that he had a call with him. And so the guy he was on the phone with was like, hey, he looked at over all the paperwork you sent in. He said, all that's great. When someone contacts you back, they might ask for X, Y, and Z. As soon as he hung up, and then like a couple hours later, I had full access again. So I was able to go in there and like delete everybody who I didn't know off of it through the business side, and then you just can't change the name. But the best part about it is, then, and we were talking about it in our Dynasty chat all day. Hey, can we get this? Check your passwords. Everybody change this. Blah, 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 blah. Alex doesn't reply once on any of those things. At 9:45 last night, he goes, hey, man, I think the account got hacked. Can you change the passwords? I'm like, this fucking guy, man. This guy. I'm like, can you fix the Facebook page at 9:45 after it had already been completely fixed? I've been working on it for 12 hours trying to get to the bottom of it, writing affidavits, emailing people, trying to get to the thank you Jimmy also for reaching out and helping me out from Finley and Seattle Uprising because it happened to them once. Oh, wow. They said it took them 6 months to get their account back. Jeez. I managed to do it in 12 hours, and then Alex is still busting my balls. Didn't read a single thing.
I'm just letting it go at that point.
I kind of wrote it off. Junior's like, I think we should start a new account. If we start it today, I think it would gain some traction. I go, dude, who even goes on Facebook anymore? Yeah. That's what I said to him. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty beat up after today.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's rendered as hacked, it can take less than 90 days. If
Facebook terminates the hacker.
What do they got? Some sort of Black Ops team?
Yeah. If they were able to
all of a sudden the door gets up. If it shuts down, you know.
Facebook calls you, they never call, and they're like, don't worry, we took care of it.
Yeah, we took care of it. Yeah. Hi, this is Mark. We took care of it. Yeah.
With the CIA division of Facebook.
They have it for sure. They've got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Terminate. Yeah. That was weird. He knows. ZZINOJ.
You or the world will never have an issue with
he knows. And Dr. Despair, dude, that's his pseudonym. Yeah. Dr. Despair is over there. It's just he's got a cover. I work for Facebook Black Ops, or I've seen some terrible things.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So anyway, I don't know. I guess I hold on to all this stuff. It's kind of fun. This guy got me good, dude. These guys, highest volume. They got me good, man.
Did his ads do pretty well?
Dude, one of them has. I was like,
maybe you should take some notes.
Take some notes. This one that looks like a girl. Looks kind of inappropriate. 3.8 million.
3.8 million impressions.
Yeah. 0.002 cents a click. That's a good one. That one is above average, is what it says here. I'm learning a lot about the back end of Facebook.
Yeah, this is like
spent $668. It says it's ongoing. Hopefully that's not the case. Because I spent to boost, and this is when it all happened, was when we did the charity drive, and I boosted the show post for the charity drive because we were giving all that money away. And I wanted to make sure that everybody tuned in to be able to make sure if you saw that you won. And so I put a boosted post up, and I was just like, here's $15, Facebook. Just send it out to the paintball people. I didn't get into like the back end of it. I paid 12 cents for everybody. For every time that thing got clicked on, I paid 12 cents. We paid 12 cents.
You need to go and see what he did on that ad.
I need to figure out how you get. I need to figure out how you go 0.002 cents per click. And get
almost 4 million.
We got 2,500 impressions. He got 3.8 million impressions. 375,000 link clicks. We got 128.
Yeah, you need to
dude, how do we do
re-engineer that.
I'm gonna, I think, well, I can duplicate this. Obviously, you need access
Maybe
to
just a
advertise
different
for Fib.
photo.
This photo is a little bit,
Yeah, different photo than that.
it's just like some. I mean, she looks like she's asleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, just not even gonna.
We're not go down that
Let's
road.
not go with that. No, I don't want to get terminated.
Yeah.
Bring this
Are we
guy.
gonna eat some of this?
Yeah, dude. Oh man. So
I thought we were waiting.
this is gonna be a great segment coming up here soon. I'm excited about this.
This is eating terrible things.
This is actually we're doing something new, and it's gonna be called eating delicious things for a damn change. So this is from Michael. He runs an account called Sushimi Rolling SD. Sushi me roll.
Speaking of ads, I saw one of his ads on my Instagram.
Dude, so he's got a pretty good amount of views on his things. If you guys live in the SoCal area, for sure.
I don't know where we're gonna put this.
I'm just gonna take a little bite out of this one right here.
Okay. Where are we gonna put this? Maybe I'll put it on that box.
You
Here, you hold this.
No, put it right here. Move this. Look at that. So you guys gotta check him out. I'm gonna share the link here. But we're gonna have him. We're gonna have him come, and during one of the shows, I'm gonna put his link in here. If you guys follow him on Instagram, show him a little love. But on top of that, just see what he does, dude. It's like, he's gained a lot of popularity lately. I think there's like soy sauce and fresh, real wasabi in here too. This is the real deal. He was the one who catered the Dynasty pre World Cup win dinner a while back, and dude, this is genius. So I was like, man, where are we gonna put we need all these plates? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. He saran wrapped my table. All right, I washed the table, saran wrapped the entire kitchen table, and then put like the most ornate design of sushi on the table. It was spectacular. Like I said, like the guys were saying, that's some of the best sushi. Fresh, real wasabi. Yeah, check that. What's the real deal? Get some of that.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah. So he does what's gaining a lot of popularity lately, which is that when like chefs kind of do the really close-ups and like the cuts and he's been doing those things, and they're really cool, and it makes the whole cooking concept much easier than it really is. But he makes it look super easy, and he wears a HORMESIS headband while he's doing it. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Seen a little different. We're gonna do some whitefish nigiri.
Yeah. Just like that. Look at this one.
This is how you make Nashville hot cod sandwich.
Hot cod sandwich.
That
Nashville.
looked pretty good.
I should when he said what do you guys want for the show? I should have said the Nashville hot cod sandwich.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Mike. And then yeah, we're gonna have him come sometime next month or in March, and we'll kind of we don't have to blow out some of these walls and move some of the studios back, but we're gonna have him preparing sushi live on the show for us to taste test. Yeah, and then we'll put this, instead of having the camera there, we'll have the camera directly on the fish. Because look, we can do this. Ooh, let me just grab this guy. Because we can pull this guy and go mobile, and look at this. We have this, and then we're gonna be like, all right, guys, and then, oh yeah, look at this. Look at it now, huh? How cool is that? Oh yeah. The ones with don't we eat the ones with the avocado? Those are Camille's.
They look like they all have avocado.
No, the ones with the avocado on the top.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the California rolls. Camille can't eat sushi. But yeah,
right.
There it is. Booyah. Thank you, Sushimi Rolling SD. If you guys are in the SoCal area and you're trying to get your epic party dialed up a notch, this is your guy. Like it's
pretty good.
It's pretty outstanding. So thank you for that. Sushi is the best. So let's see here. Hot cod sandwich. That's right. Yeah. We need a HORMESIS sushi collab band. Yeah, that's right. We get a little deal there. There it is, Colton. That's the. If I were a vlogger, that's what I should have documented my time trying to deal with this. The hacker. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the wheel, and let's go ahead and spin. We got a couple items. We're gonna go ahead and let's go mega support status wheel off the break. Okay, if you're a mega support status member, we appreciate your support. Obviously, we appreciate everybody's support. But we are going to go ahead and jump over to this one right off the break and give away the Panther. It's not that spicy.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
It's good. It's good. This is going to be
Sounds
for
good,
the.
actually.
It's delicious. If you don't have the fresh stuff, you
I'll
want
try
to
it.
get the freshies. Come on, freshies. Tyler Hansen. Hopefully you are size large, my friend. Hansen. Also, we're going to be giving away a handful of. We've got prizes from Matrix Gear. We're going to get some new T-shirts made. Kyle actually made a great one. I'm pretty excited for it. We got to submit it to get that made. We've got a couple of the other T-shirts made from Matrix Gear. I think we've got some HK item stuff, Army stuff still in there. We're gonna get them back on board and have them send us a big box of stuff. We got some more things coming from Gen X Global, some posters. And then Alex is sending down a couple of headbands for me. So next week's show, we're going to be doing remote. We're going to have to call in again next week. Okay. Alex and I are headed out to Montana, just outside of Whitefish, to do a pretty gnarly ski trip.
Yeah?
Steep and deep. Yeah. But starting at like 11 to 14,000 feet. Yeah, they just got I think they're getting 12 inches of snow tonight and another inch every single day until we get there.
Helicopter?
No helicopter this time. But I did just get the ruts cleaned up on my board. Get the powder board dialed in right there. Dude, I hit some. It was low tide. I had some pretty epic stuff. And shout out to Meter and Tom and Damien. Damien snowboarded 5 times, and I'm like, all right, you know how it goes. I'm like, straight to the top. We're going down this one. And he's like, I was like, we're going down this one. He's like, it says double black diamond. I'm like, it's fine, dude.
Everything's falling apart here.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So great. Damien's good, and Meter's still out there. Meter's just shredding. I think he's gonna.
I saw him. He was out there today.
Yeah, he might change his. I don't think he's gonna leave. I think he's sticking on it. Gabe Muscle Man, you're a winner also. And let me jump over to the other wheel. We got you guys here. We'll go ahead and throw in a HORMESIS headband to the mega support status members here. I'll do another spin.
Steven, we don't know where Todd is going yet, but we will.
We should have texted him. We should have texted Todd. Let's go here. What's this one? This one looks nice. Here. Who's the winner? Oh, this is like a little...
Ray Millaway.
Ray Millaway. Oh, man.
You drop it? You didn't want to eat that one?
I'll eat it if it falls on the table, even though I probably shouldn't. But if it falls on the ground, there's no 10-second rule here.
It's 5 years of Doghouse Studio.
It gets
traction.
It gets kind of blown out once.
Man, I'm not a big fan of wasabi, and this is really good.
That's outstanding. Also, just I know a couple of you guys were admiring this jacket. I'm actually this jacket, along with a bunch of other stuff that I'm getting rid of prior to the opening of the season, is for sale. So check out my Instagram post. I got jerseys. I got packs. One of those packs that doesn't have any of the plastic in it. That's what you're looking for. Sour Monkey, you're a winner.
The soft one?
I would consider it more soft than hard.
What do you mean plastic?
You know, like the plastic, like pod loops.
The structured ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
the other ones are soft because it goes down. I'm a fan of the soft as well.
I'm a fan of the soft as well, because it's just a lower profile.
And it saves you room in your gear bag.
And it saves you room. So what I used to do is I'd put like socks in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You gotta take, you gotta take some time. You gotta try to save some space when you're packing.
Yeah.
What just happened there? Okay, we got Alex Liedl also winning. We're giving away a handful of Spick and Span posters that we've got, courtesy of Island Designs. This one looks a piece of here.
Patty said Todd's gonna go back to playing on your guys' team. Is that a possibility?
Damn, that was good. Sam Bennett hanging this up in the... Yeah, sure. I don't think we really have tryouts, but we do actually, not this weekend, the weekend after. Alex and I are coming straight in from the mountain, And we've got practice at ASG against Aftermath and Ironman. KDW 304. I need some of that for my my sliding glass door. Getting a little squeaky. This chair needs a little KDW 304 on it. and this door here. So yeah, next week's gonna be a good show, and then I believe at the end of the month we're gonna have Colt Lukow on the show from Paintball Fit, and he'll give us a little recap.
Other side of the rivalry.
Other side of the rivalry. I think that this was an awesome show, and again, if you guys want to show us a little extra love, and make sure to like, share, subscribe. Allegedly, it helps the algorithm. Helps us beat the.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well.
Got his ass.
Yeah, just.
Did it go into the sushi?
That's what I'm a little worried.
Nah, I think we're all right.
Yeah.
What we say?
Mosquito burger. Brandon Short is going to be coaching Notorious.
No.
Yeah, back to with Diego as well, I think. In Europe.
Brandon Short's going to Europe?
I believe so.
No way.
He's coaching Notorious, Austin Notorious.
In the NHL?
I guess both, yeah.
Whoa. That's news.
Yeah.
I think I'm coaching Brandon Short this year too.
Oh, you are?
So Brandon Short, I just got word today. I got Brandon Short and Danny Lincoln, and the Narcos are going to go premiere. We had a little practice last weekend on Sunday. We had really good practice, actually, and we're picking up a couple guys. Maybe we need to get one pro guy that's ranked down there, maybe somebody from Aftermath who's watching this. If you want to play the Premier League, I think we can get you in there.
I think those guys have to ref, no?
They don't have to anymore.
Oh, that's
they choose
nice.
to. They get paid.
Yeah.
But maybe we can work something out. Anyway, KB, I know you're possibly still watching. If you want to get on that Premier train, it's happening. It's moving. Premier train's moving. It's rolling. All right, guys, this is going to be for a HORMESIS headband. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know if someone's going to win this. As a reminder, if you are a supporter of the Swamp Fox Mag Fed, let's go.
Long-time member.
Yeah. Speaking of longtime members, thank you everybody who has been a big supporter of the show for like, I mean, we're talking, we've got like, let's do a little recap here. I'm gonna sort ascending here. We've got, I think, members who have been here for around 3 years. Let's see. I know Mario's up there. Ed D's on 40 month, 39.35 months.
I thought those were, when I first saw that, I thought those were commas. And I was like, that's a lot of months. 39,000
months. Oh, let me do the math here. Yeah. Cali Mike Lou, Mario Trujillo. I saw you in here today. Big shout out to Mario.
Sour Monkey, just one.
Sour Monkey, just one. He's been
37.
here for 37 months. Thanks for the support. You just won a signed poster. Let's see, where's Swamp Fox? Where are they at? I know that they've been around for a long time.
Oh, you're over here.
That's right. 31 months. Swamp Fox Mag Fed. So big.
Nick SLOWIAK right there.
Nick SLOWIAK's right under there. 30 months. Nick, those are rookie numbers. Maui Rockstars, I will see you in a couple of weeks down in Maui, baby. Sour Monkey, Brandon Dillon, Slarion, John Washburn, Fernando Contreras. Got his ass.
Why don't they go in over there?
I don't know, but this one's still moving. Ooh.
Jesus.
He's still caught, and I don't want to hit the computer.
Yeah, that could be
a big
disastrous.
Chris Zuno, Adam Lawrence, Edward. Look at that. That's just a dust of a dead creature. Thing got disintegrated. All right, we got to get out of here before our sushi gets contaminated.
Yeah,
I don't even know if anybody's still watching. I closed out that screen. But again, big thanks to everybody who's a supporter of the show and a supporter of all content. Make sure you guys go check out Jackson Frey's YouTube channel. A video every week. Yeah. Also, you already know.
Subscribe.
That's right.
Hook us up.
Hook us up. Hook us up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Kyle's going to be at the helm again, crushing it. You did a great job last week. We'll get Damien in here to help out or something. Yeah, why not? And
Boom.
that's
Until
it.
next week.
Until next week.
Starving. You forgot about the sushi. How could you?
I'm the one looking at it the
You
whole
thought
time.
it was pizza because it's in a pizza box.
I was looking at it the whole time, and I just
Should've
didn't
told
know
me.
when to eat it. I just didn't know how to eat it.